Hey guys, Probo171 here, and today we are going to talk about the corner that the BBC have backed themselves into with casting the 14th Doctor. Because no matter who they cast at this point, there are going to be people that are unhappy. There's going to be parts of the fandom that are disappointed. There are going to be parts of the people that aren't actually part of the fandom who are going to be disappointed. It doesn't matter. There's no just win-win situation for the BBC. Because with casting Jodie Whittaker as the first female Doctor and opening that door for other genders and other races to take on the role, which certainly isn't a bad thing, they have opened the door to the fact that casting the Doctor after her, they have to decide what they want to do and understand the fact that people are going to be disappointed. Because if you cast, say, a black person or an Asian person or another minority in the role, or if you cast a female in the role, there's going to be that group of the fandom that's like, they're checking boxes, they're just checking boxes, it's so woke, it's so diverse. You know, there's going to be parts of the fandom who are mad, but at the same time, if you cast a white male in the role, there's going to be parts of the fandom that's like, they're going back to a white man again. It's got to be a white man being the Doctor again. They're going back to the male gaze. Now, if you're one of those people who hears that term male gaze and you're like, what does that mean? Nothing. It means nothing. It's a meaningless term invented by leftist twits to somehow sound bad and make you feel bad for being a male. Female gaze, male gaze, meaningless terms. Utterly meaningless. They mean nothing. So no matter who they cast, there's going to be backlash. Now, personally, I've been on record before. There's talk of possibly maybe Joe Martin being the 14th Doctor. I did a video a few months back actually explaining why I would be fine with that, and I would be fine with that. I like Joe Martin's Doctor. Just in the short time we had with her, I liked her better than I did Jodie. I think she has presence. I think she has charisma. I like the fact that she's a thinking Doctor and an action Doctor. We saw some of both. She kind of reminds me a bit of Capaldi, which Joe Martin has said she kind of took inspiration from Capaldi's performance as the Doctor, so that fits. So a lot of Capaldi fans might really connect with her. I like her. I'm fine with her. I've also been on the record many times saying that I don't mind who is cast as the Doctor as long as they are a good actor. I don't care if they're male, I don't care if they're female, and I don't really care what race they are. I just want the best actor who does the best audition cast for the role. The problem there is that say they have, maybe a few people in mind, they audition 12 people, 20 people. Let's say they audition 20 people or a dozen people, whatever. And even if they do cast the one that does the best audition, and that's all they go by. They honestly and genuinely, instead of worrying about politics, they cast the one that does the best audition. We're never going to know that. And we're never going to be able to just fully take their word on that, even if they say they did. So say they cast a black woman in the role, or even a gay black woman in a role, simply because she did the best audition, and that was all that went into it, the best audition. We're never going to know that, and there's going to be that part of the fandom that's like, oh my God, a gay black woman. Yep, Doctor Who's still just as woke. It's not getting any better. There's going to be that pushback from the fandom who feel like the show is getting treated unfairly. By the same token, if they cast a white man in the role, but just because he does the best audition, honestly the best audition, there's still going to be that part of the fandom and that part that's not even part of the fandom that are going to be like, of course they've gone back to a white man again. Doctor Who's moving backwards instead of progressing. And you're going to get 50,000 articles about why Doctor Who's falling backwards or behind the times or some nonsense that they're going to write about. It's not being inclusive enough or diverse enough, and these are terms used by people who don't actually know what the words mean. Or even if they cast a black man in the role, they're going to be like, they're ticking boxes again. Then you're going to have the female population who are mad, even some of them, not all of them, some of them who, they cast a black person, but it had to be a man. I mean, no matter what happens, there's going to be pushback. Even if they do just cast the person who does the best audition. Even if they genuinely do. Because even if they say they do, we're not going to be able to fully believe them. We're not going to know. There's always going to be that part of the fandoms that feels like that there's politics behind or numbers behind. Maybe they would cast, say, a white male doctor because they want the ratings to climb back up. To be fair to Jodie Whittaker, though, it's not Jodie Whittaker's fault necessarily. The ratings were in decline. The ratings were in decline even before she got there. The ratings started declining in the Capaldi era. White male. It wasn't the actor's fault necessarily. The writing started going downhill. Granted, this kind of started in Matt Smith's era. But the Capaldi era, as much as some people in my comments try to swear how good it is, and it does have some good stories, it's a very mixed bag in the Capaldi era. And the writing did overall go downhill, and the numbers did start to go downhill as well. And I think a lot of the problems with the Whittaker era hasn't been the fact there's a female doctor. It's been the fact that the writing has been so bad. Now, a lot of people will argue Jodie was miscast, and maybe. I do like her as an actress, but I have issues with her doctor as well. She's at the bottom of my favorite doctors list, and it has nothing to do with her gender. I don't have a good grasp of her doctor. My favorite 13th Doctor story is a short story written by Stephen Moffat, because this is the only one where I feel like she just gets really done right. And again, part of that's the writing. I haven't agreed with a lot of what Chris Chibnall has done, even though I personally enjoy most of Series 12. I think Series 12 is one of the most consistently good seasons or series since Series 5. It's not a whole lot of up and down there. It just has a terrible finale that really hurts it. But I do think the BBC have really backed themselves into the corner to where no matter which way they jump, there are going to be people who are disappointed, people who are mad. There's going to be pushback. There's going to be articles. There's going to be people on Den of Geeks writing about it. There's going to be people on YouTube doing videos about it. There's going to be other people writing about it. So no matter what happens, they've done this to themselves. But that's the thing. I don't know where they're going to jump. I don't think anybody else knows where they're going to jump. But no matter what, they're not going to please everybody. There's going to be, even if they just genuinely pick whoever does the best audition, which is I hope what they do. I hope they do cast a wide net when they're trying to fill the doctor's shoes. Sadly, there's going to be people in the fandom who's not going to believe them, even if they just do. They're either going to, if it's a diverse doctor, people are going to make comments about checking boxes and being woke and all that. But if they cast, a more traditional doctor, the white male doctor, people are going to talk about how the show's, regressing back instead of evolving and all of that. It's really a no-win situation at this point. But going into the 60th anniversary, whoever the next doctor is will be our doctor for the 60th. That's going to be an important time. I'm looking forward to it. What do you think of Jo Martin as the 14th Doctor? Let me know. I need to do another video on that. I like her as the 14th Doctor. That'd be perfectly cool if they announced that. I think she's a good actress. I really liked her doctor as the fugitive doctor. I'd be fine with her either regenerating back into that face, because we know the doctor can revisit faces, as we've seen with the Curator, or just if it just turns out the fugitive doctor was the 14th Doctor all along. I'm cool with that. But what do you think of this whole video and everything I've said? Comment down below. Let me know your opinions. I always enjoy finding out what you guys think. Other things to do, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I also have a Patreon if you would like to contribute to what I do. There's a link to my Patreon down in the description below with different tiers and different rewards, video requests, stuff like that. Most importantly, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.